Hello, teacher and everybody. Today, my group will make a presentation about section 10, geographical indication and parallel import. And this is my group member. In this table of content, we talk about two part. This is question and answer. We got three questions and exercise. We got three exercise. In the question one, we talk about what is the concept of operation of origins. It is stem and geographical indication the same. Why? And in the question one, we talk about three sections. Operation of origin, geographical indication, and difference from operation of origin and geographical indication. In question two, we talk about the analysis of regulations on parallel import. In this question two, we got two sections. This is the concept of parallel import and the analysis of regulations on parallel import. And in question 3, we talk about the analysis of thousands of price. And we got two sessions to results. In this question, this is the notions of thousands and mechanisms of thousands of price. Okay, we talk about the question 1. What is the concept of operation of origins? It is stem and geographical indication the same. Why?
Application of origin on South appear for the first time in the Paris Convention 1958 when the Lisbon Agreement on the protection and international registration of appellation of origin was cited. That the concept of appellation of origin was new standardized. An appellation of origin is the geographical name of a country, region, or locality where a product originates. Was quality and basic characteristics are due to the geographical environment of the region that determine including natural and human factors. Geographical indication. The chief agreement is considered as the entire legal document on intellectual property with the following possible navigational tools. Geographical indications are understood and as instructions to identify a product originating in the territory of a member state or a region of that country whose quality, reputation, or other characteristics are otherwise characteristic of the product is mainly made from the sort of this address routes different from appellation of origin and geographical indication. Geographical indication as long as one stage of the production process does play in the certain geographical area. Production material can be imported from another place. appellation of origin, the production of raw materials, and the processing of the finished product must take place in a territory in which the product bears the name. The concept of parallel imports as defined by the International Organization who parallel import is if a producer on a product in several countries, then for some reason he may decide to sell that product at a different price, different in each country. If the price in country A is significantly lower than in country B, then importer in country B can buy the product cheaper in country A and sell it in country B for less than the price set by the manufacturer. It's parallel import.
Okay, we talk about the analysis of regulation on parallel imports. Parallel imports is one of the forms of intellectual property activities. It is related to the import of goods containing intellectual property objects, possibly trademark, patents, industrial designs. This activity occurs due to the promotions of factors of the market. Economy is business. Managers find that they can use intellectual property regulations to take full advantage of opportunities, make an association to make legal use of the intellectual property rights of others. And we got the picture below. This is let's talk about the way the goods, the movement of goods. Okay, and we talk about the goods import in parallel import. The goods imported in parallel are legal goods, not counterfeit, pirates, or stolen goods. They are exactly the same as the goods in the home countries, except that they may be packaged differently and do not include the original manufacturer's warranty. Usually, establishments that have a license agreement with the trademark owner, affiliate of subsidiaries, the subject of the act of importing, the person conducting the act of importing can be any organization or individual. Okay, we talk about the Western tree, the notion of the Western tree. This is the we are analyze the principle of 1,000 uprise. Okay, we talk about the notion of 1,000 according to CDIB, a interface between 1,000 of intellectual property law and competition law provide the meaning of 1,000 as follows. 1,000 means the consumption of rights in intellectual property subject matter as a consequence of the legitimate transfer of the title in the tangible article that incorporates up or bears the intellectual property asset in questions. 1,000, therefore, is a natural consequence of the intangible nature of the access covered by intellectual property, such as expressions, knowledge. The right of a producer to control distributions of its trademark products do not extend beyond the first sale of the products and resale by the first purchasers of the original article under the producer's trademark is neither trademark infringement nor unfair competitions. The thousands is a market-driven legal consequence, and in that context, it has been categorized in accordance with the geographical dimension of its impact. It's commonly said that a thousand can be national when it led to the consumption of rice within the border of national jurisdictions or international. When it is generated by the first sale in another country, the thousand can also be regional when it affects a single market that extends over the border of one or more countries associated in a trade region. Okay, we talk about the mechanisms of a thousand upright. There are these three back about the mechanism of a thousand upright. That is national as thousand, international as thousand, and region as thousand. And in this region as thousand, it's a have a synonym like EEAY, EEAY is thousand or community wide is thousand. Okay, let's talk about the national 1000. Under national 1000, once the trademark products are placed on the market by the owner, or with his consent, the owner rights are considered as housed only in the domestic territory. The owner will still be free to approve. National 1000 already applies within the UK for goods first put on the market with consent. In the UK, exclusively national 1000 regime would mean that UK intellectual property right could be used to prevent the importation and distribution of items being imported into the UK that were first put on the market in any non-UK locations. And second, we talk about the international 1000. Under international 1000, if a trademark owner or someone with his consent place the trademark goods on the market in any of the national jurisdictions where the trademark owner enjoys protection, the owner's right are established in other national jurisdictions where he enjoys similar rights. This could weaken UK intellectual property rights, but could increase consumer choice and reduce rights. Cheaper goods intended for less developed country might be diverted to the UK and reduce the supply available to this country, in particular in relation to pharmaceuticals and educational books. And finally, we talk about the region 1000. Under regional 1000, once a product has been put on the market in a particular member state by or with the consent of the legitimate trademark owner, the owner can no longer rely on his national rights to prevent the importation of the product from that state into another member state. Regional 1000 is discriminatory in the sense that it allows free parallel trade within a well-defined region, but prohibits parallel import from the rest of the world. And we talk the SI1 analysis of judgment. No one has is the they must second to our houses of the people court of Hanoi.
Summary of legal matter. Hải Bình Company has applied for trademark registration ENE and OVO Sapit and Habico at the National Office of Intellectual Property and has been granted registration but has informed it about Korea ENE company's request to cancel invalidate trademark registration. certificate for some reason, and the National Office of Intellectual Property has cancelled the validity of such trademark registration certificate. Hải Bình Company filed a lawsuit to the administrative count to consider annulling the decision of the director of the National Office of Intellectual Property. One, what is the subject of the dispute? Trademark ENE and overlap. What are the conditions of protection of the map? First, a visible sign in the form of letter, work, drawings, image, including holograms, or the combination thereof represented by one or more colors. This condition is understood that the map must be perceived and felt by the human eye rather than being invisible through looking at and observing the goods label and seeing the trademarks of that good. In order to distinguish between them, different GI from other goods and service. Second, the mass must be able to distinguish the good and service of the mass owner from the good and service of other subjects. A mass is considered distinctly if it is made up of one or more recognizable and memorable elements or from many elements that combine into the recognizable and memorable whole. Determine the infringement, if any. Hải Bình is a distributor of products bearing the ENE and IMEI trademark of Korea, ENE in Vietnam, and when Hải Bình filed a trademark registration application without any agreement with Korea ENE, it was a violation of Article 14.2c of the Decree 63. A person, legal entity, or other entities conducting lawful commercial activities have the right to file a claim for a trademark protection title for product put on the market by themselves but by others. Manufacturer provide that the producer does not use such trademarks in the relevant product and does not object to the filling of said application. Section 4 handling infringement. Korea ENE company requires the National Office of Intellectual Property to cancel the validity of the trademark registration certificate no 48369 according to the provision of Article 29 of Decree 63 of Hải Bình Company. Compare with Robin and us US law. According to Article 5.6 of the EU Vietnam Free Trade Agreements EVFTA, which took effect in 2018, one of the parties to the agreement must provide that a trademark may be terminated after the day on which it has been signed, regarded as the result of the act or omission of the owner, resulting in the mark becoming a common name in commerce associated with the product or service for which it is registered. The grounds for termination of validity for trademarks under EVFTA are derived from council regulation no 207 29 of February 26 29 with stipulate that the on right to a community must be declared terminated on the basis of filing a request with the trademark office or on the basis of causal claims in the product or handling infringement acts.
Okay, I will talk about exercise 2. Analysis of judgment no 275. 2006. This is the that make 29 2006 of the people cost of Ho Chi Minh City. This is the case summary. Plaintiff Guardian Richer Company, Siêu Trung Nam Limited Company, and Bifaco for unfair competition practice that is using identical and similar size symbols. Symbols and package to confuse trademarks. Accordingly, the rock brand business of Trung Nam companies was granted a certificate of trademark registration 94074 according to the decision no A 2028 QDK that May 10th 2004 of the Department of Intellectual Property, Ministry of Sciences and Technology under the brand name Business. After that, Trung Nam Company gave the protected degree to Bifaco Company to design and produce Business with the use of emergency contraceptions. The packaging symbol of Business with the same trademark and indication is the rock brand Business of Gideon Richer companies were registered internationally under the international registration number R441291, day October 19th, 1998, and protected in Vietnam since 1998. 1998 specifically white background, capital letters slightly title to the right, number 2 in red, picture upper being rose and rock name, the Vernal guest trail. Our dot 75 meter divide seconds. Therefore, the simultaneous use the above mentioned rock combinations cause. Okay, we talk about answer the question of this title. One, summary of Lego Motors. Difficult company design of the packaging for the business emergencies contraceptive view with the descriptions. The packaging background is white. The capital letter are slightly tied to the right. The number 2 is red. The image of a pink pro and red name. Leonel Gestrel. Our dot 75 and is the trademark violation of Gordon Richard Company. And what is the subject of the dispute? Oh no. We continue summary of legal matters. Each company allowed to produce and sell products with similar designs as those of Gordon Richard companies. Is it an unfair competition practice? What is the subject of the dispute? The subject of the dispute here is the dispute over the trademark copyright. The personal with the description on the packaging is white background, slightly slanted, capital letters, red number 2, picture upper rows, pink color, and rock name, Leonel Restel, our dot 75, and is that Chilean Richard Company has registered internationally under international registration number R441291, date October 1998, and has been protected in Vietnam since 1998. What are the conditions of protection of the mark? According to the provision of Article 72 of the Intellectual Property Law in 2005, the conditions for trademark protection are amended and supplemented in 2009. The trademark will be protected if it meets the following 2 conditions. First, a sign that is visible in the form of letter, works, drawings, image, including or a combination thereof, hologram represented by one or more colors. Second, having the ability to distinguish the goods and survive of the mark owner from the goods and survive of other subjects. Continuity of the exercise 2. 4. Examine the environment, if any. The violation of bifacial company like the design of personalized rocks, product packaging design with similar trade design and instruction to get on richer company personalized rock products. And Trung company violation is decision making manufacturer and sell personalized rock product to the market. Sanction for handling infringement. Pursuant to the Brino 12 1999 NTBC that